Welcome to Layer the Alchemist, and on today's episode, let's discuss the first full-length studio album from Celtic Frost to Mega Therion. You may be asking yourself, what's up with your album cover here? Why does it look like that? Well, don't know if I've ever told this story on the channel, but when I was younger, I mostly bought cassettes, although I did have some records in my collection, maybe 15 records or so. When I started getting into vinyl, back into it in like 99, 2000, I got this record player, but I didn't have anything to play on it. So I went on eBay, which was a somewhat new thing at the time, and I bought a box of records for $20. That included the postage. And there was probably like 20 records in there, 25 records or so. And the guy told me that they were from a radio station and they were all marked up and everything, but I didn't care. I just wanted some records to play. And inside this box was stuff like Tear from Black Sabbath. This was in there. There was a lot of really, really cool stuff. And I replaced most of it over the years. This one I haven't because it's expensive and I don't see it very often. But all these records had the call letters from the radio station on them, which in this case is KMSNM. I'm not sure what that's. There's at the date that they must have gotten it, 5/8/86. And they put these marks on it. You know, back then my wife worked at it. She wasn't my wife at the time. My girlfriend at the time worked at, actually before I knew her, she was a DJ at a local college radio station. She had a metal show, and she's talked about how people used to take the records. So what they would do is they would mark them up so that people couldn't resell them and stuff like that. So the covers were in terrible condition, but the records themselves were in like mint condition. This record is in just phenomenal shape. The cover is in terrible shape. So anybody out there got a Mega Therion cover that they don't want, maybe your record's in really poor shape, or you can point me to somebody selling one, because I've been looking to replace the cover of this. You know, again, the record itself is very expensive, but I love this record. I mean, the cover itself, this H.R. Giger cover, so scary, so intense looking, and it sort of perfectly captures the mood of this record for me. This record just has a mood and atmosphere to it that I just absolutely love. And a big part of the sound of this record for me is the guitar tone. I should make a video. Maybe we'll do this with Dudes Talking Metal. The heaviest guitar tones of the 80s. This, for me, would have to be up towards the top, if not number one. People often call Eddie Van Halen's guitar sound the brown sound. For me, this is the black sound. I think of thick, black, gooey tar when I think of the guitar sound on this record. It just has this like smooth heaviness, but it's dark and thick tone to it. It is just awesome, and it just sets the mood for this record for me all the way through. I love it. Victor Griffin played guitar with Pentagram. I often thought that his guitar tone might have been influenced by this. And this album, this band, they are for me like one of these early bands that set the tone for black metal, would become very influential for black metal and extreme metal in general. Venom would be one of the other bands. Celtic Frost and Bathory, especially that first Bathory album, to me is just like, that is probably the most important black metal, or the album that laid the groundwork for black metal. But this album also, and Venom, and you could probably throw in Sodom, their first EP, maybe Early Destruction. I'm sure I'm Possessed, Seven Churches, but this one is right there for me, mostly because of the atmosphere and everything. The intro here, Innocence and Wrath, very, very cool instrumental. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite album openers of all time. And what does it is that big sound, and there's a horn in there. It's a French horn, and it just, I mean, man, whose idea was that? Whoever it was, it totally worked, because it sets the mood. Gives us this epic but dark vibe to it. Love it. And it returns at here and there through the album. The Usurper, the thick guitar tone. There's these high-pitched vocals. There's a female vocalist that sings here and there throughout. And again, not overdone. It's like the French horn thing. It's not overdone, but it just comes in at just the right times. And it's the same thing with these high female vocals. Jewel Throne, just awesome. The heavy chugging riff. There's a fast part in there where you can sort of see how this was influential on extreme metal, black metal, and everything. Dawn of Megiddo. This one has a little bit of a doomy feel, which I love because I'm a Doom fan. The French horn returns in this one. Circle of Tyrants, they had a video for this one. Awesome. Obituary even covered this song on their Cause of Death record. Beyond the North Winds, man, what a cool song title. I love that song title. So epic. Kind of goes along with the feel of the album. Tears in a Prophet's Dream. This is another kind of weird atmospheric instrumental, but it sets, this one is more just like kind of sounds and noises, but it just sets the whole creepy mood of this whole record for me. And the final track on the record, which I absolutely love, might be my favorite song on the record, Necromantical Screams. It's kind of mid tempo, got a little bit of a doomy vibe to it. It's long, it's epic, it's slightly progressive in the sense that there's some tempo changes, a lot of riff changes and everything. The female vocal returns, the horn returns, so it just sort of wraps up the whole record. So this is just a great record. Love this album, love the atmosphere on the record, the song titles, the album cover, just everything sort of ties in here to make just a epic, classic record. So let me know what you guys think of this album in the comments down below. For you, do you agree that it's one of these kind of laying the foundation for what's to come with black metal and extreme metal in general? Let me know in the comments down below. Anybody got a cover that they want to give me for this record? Let me know in the comments down below. Till we see you again, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.